Greetings and salutations, Focus Up family. Welcome to the December 7th, 2024 installment of the Focus Up Show. We thank you for tuning in with us live every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on YouTube and various other platforms. Catching up with us on replay. And we ask that you click that like, that subscribe, that bell, and share to support and maintain your weekly Focus Up fix. I am Mr. Nice Guy. Nice as in the word nice. Saint spelled backwards. And today, my co-hosts are, we got Brother Walk, host of Sex Talk with Walk, Thursday at 9 p.m. We got Brother Afro Agnostics, and we got Mr. Floyd X. Now, we're down a few soldiers. First Lady J, she's dealing with some folk stuff. We got infamous El Poo. He got to work, same as with Brother Charles X. So, for that reason, there's not going to be any spin that back or mutant politics after this show. So this is all you getting. So that having been said, what's going on with you, Brother Walk?
What's up? What's up? Back in town, man. Went to Texas for the Thanksgiving weekend. My cousin, he made these shirts for us, so I'm supporting Big Cuz. He had a good one. I gotta be checking with him. Did he plagiarize it though? Because he had one called "Legalize Black Skin," and I seen somebody wearing it. I'm like, wait, Cuz, what you up to, man? Like, you think of that? No, but yo, salute to Big Cuz. Yeah, let's go.
Brother Afro Agnostics, how you doing, brother?
Oh, I'm all right, man. Just want to say assalamu alaikum, shalom, hotep, all my brethren. I got the S on that stands for supernatural. I'm thinking about supernatural things. So
okay,
that's a lot.
Yeah.
Mr. Floyd X, what's going on with you, sir?
Chilling, man. Just getting here, trying to catch up on these news things. A lot of stuff going on, a lot of shit happening. I just want ready to speak on it and dive into it and give our perspective on it. That's what we come with here with the new black media, the Focus Up Network, continuing on, going strong. Good shows coming up for you. And what else can I say? That's it.
Hey, I want to say this too. Since you said new black media, I was listening to a show. I can't quote the lady who said it, but she said this was on MSNBC. She said the new black media, they are actually going against the grain. We part of the new black media, baby.
Right.
I don't know if they watched the show, but that's us
too. All right, so let's get to the get. First topic up, let's talk about the pardon. Now, Mr. Floyd X, I'm gonna give it to you, brother. You guys, all three of you brothers are very worked up about this. So I'm gonna get out the way and I'm gonna let you speak. So I want to hear from Mr. Floyd X first.
Man, listen. First thing about this pardon, I think it was a shifty move. He shouldn't have. I don't think he should have pardoned him. Wait, let me get it straight. I understand him pardoning his son. It makes perfect sense. You should have pardoned your son. He should not have been going in front of the camera saying, "I won't pardon him," because I know that they had a plan. I know that when they thought that the lady was gonna win, Kamala, and she was gonna pardon him, so he would not have fell back on his word, saying, "I'm not gonna pardon him." But it failed. Trump whipped her and won. And now they like, okay, we got to switch plans. So they switched plans, and he gonna pardon him. And he reneged and went back on his word. Got his press lady looking all twisted and sad face, trying to run back those words that they kept trying to defend. So it was a sucker move. And in my opinion, anybody who stands or try to support what Joe Biden did, they are morally compromised.
I could dig it. I could dig it.
Speak
now,
on
and it's not that he pardoned him. It's piggybacking off what Floyd X said. Is what he said that he was not going to do it. I'm going to let the law take its course and all that nonsense. Straight up. I got 3 sons. I'm pardoning my sons. I don't give a damn what they did. Y'all getting pardoned. I'm going to be pissed. I'm going to be embarrassed, but I'm going to pardon y'all. But it's that he said he was not going to do it. And now I'm tripping off all these, like especially on The View, that they're trying to defend it. And then once again, they're bringing up Trump name. Trump. What Trump got to do with Joe Biden pardoning his son in the amount of time he gave him too? He said within an 11-month period. So it's something that dude did that would have put his ass under a prison and probably dragged Joe Biden down too.
Afro agnostics, what you got to say about this?
Oh, I mean, I don't know. The big takeaway for me is that if you're a part of the white ruling class, you're above the law. You can subvert justice. You can, whether you're Biden, whether you're Trump. I mean, just look at Steve Bannon. He blocked the investigation from the January 6th committee, as far as his complicity in those events, those things that took place. And they gave him 4 months and not the max 2 years. I mean, and the findings from that committee was that, it contained all the elements of an attempted coup. So, but yet he had that white privilege shield. I think the only way Biden can bounce back from this, as far as his legacy goes, is if he does, our political prisoners, Assata Shakur. Matula Shakur did over 50 years for lesser offenses, for conspiracy. It just speaks of hypocrisy. If he did something for the political prisoners, Leonard Peltier, this dude was a co-author of the crime bill, which, big emphasis on being tough on crime, over policing the Black and brown communities, mass incarceration. But then you turn around when it's time for your son to get some justice, you want to use your white privilege. After looking over this one weekend, man, get out of here, man. Free Larry Hoover, free Chip, free our people, If he did a big mass release like that, he could kind of, establish his legacy.
And I was doing my research. It looked like he freed or he pardoned like 6,000 people as far as like the what's called like light crimes, like marijuana charges.
Yeah, if he did something, for those who've been, during those time in 1994 when they had the crime bill and all of that.
And I was trying to see they said that he pardoned a turkey. I was trying to find it. They said 2 turkeys. I saw one, and then I said, "Oh, here go the other one."
Okay, so let me read his statement. So he says, today, I'm gonna read part of his statement. Today, I signed a pardon for my son Hunter. From the day I took office, I said I would not interfere with the Justice Department's decision making, and I kept my word even as I watched my son being selectively unfairly prosecuted. Without aggravating factors like use in a crime, multiple purchases, or buying a weapon as a straw purchaser, people are almost never brought to trial on felony charges solely for how they filled out a gun form. Those who were late paying their taxes because of serious addictions but paid them back subsequently with interest and penalties are typically given non-criminal resolutions. It's clear that Hunter was treated differently. The charges in this case came about only after several of my political opponents in Congress instigated them to attack me and oppose my election. Then a carefully negotiated plea deal agreed to by the Department of Justice unraveled in the courtroom, with a number of my political opponents in the Congress taking credit for bringing political pressure on the process. Had the plea deal held up, it would have been fair, reasonable resolution of Hunter's case. So he has some more to say, but I'm going to just say this. Look, the whole reason why I feel like he was taking the position that I'm not going to interfere, I'm not going to pardon, just because, look, I want to show you that I'm just going to step away from this and let this play out. Trump's dealing with his thing. I'm not the person that's prosecuting Trump. That's going to play out how it's going to play out. And I'm going to do the same with my situation. Once he saw that the circus was, apparently the American people don't care about that. They don't care about what he was actually guilty of, what he did, whether any recompense. Basically, all bets are off. And like Michelle Obama says, when they go low, we go high. And I say, you know what? When they go low, it's limbo time. I as a father, I respect that the fact that he realized that they're going to crucify him no matter what. If you're damned if you do, damned if you don't, you better pick the best damn that you want to do, and the best damn was pardon his son. So Floyd can talk all of this stuff about moral.
Mr. Nice Guy, you are morally compromised. You're morally compromised. Talking about when they go low, I play limbo. That's
limbo time.
Yeah, that's being morally compromised. But you no longer can take the moral high ground.
I think the larger trend though is that on the Trump, what people say on the other side of the aisle, Trump was able to evade, the law. And, the Biden family, his associates, are able to do the same. I think this is executive privilege. This is white ruling class privilege, and that's the bigger picture here. They operate outside and above the law.
I agree with that. Absolutely.
I will emphasize that, he said he wouldn't pardon. And that's the thing that he stepped back on. But as far as interfering with the justice process, he let that circus completely play out. So,
Okay, that's one way to look at it. Like he didn't lie.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Straight lie. He lied. He lied. Ain't no way around it.
To me,
he did interfere with it. Justice, this is the sentence. That's interfering with justice. He got sentenced, but he ain't gonna have to do the whole sentence. Come on, bro. That's interfering. That's like when I got sentenced. If somebody would have pardoned my black ass, that would have been interfering with justice. And I was guilty. Come on.
They had a plea deal in place. Everything worked out. Had they done that, none of this would have even been an issue. None of this would have been necessary.
So why did he go back? Why did he go way back to 2014? They say, I understand the news report said he was doing that to cover his own ASS, Joe Biden. He went back to 2014.
If you want me to answer your question, if you're going to do something, do it. So that's how you do it. So that's how you end the circus of all of this stuff. You understand?
Play dirty, play dirty. That's what you're saying.
Hey, what I'm saying is
like a pretzel, my brother. You looking like a pretzel.
I'm not looking like a pretzel. I'm telling you that I will roll up my sleeves. If someone's coming at me, whatever, I'm not going to be sitting there. Look, this is the problem in the legal process. A lot of times the people that are on the other side, the criminals, they don't play by the rules, so they can basically do all of you're spending all this effort to counter all those things. Am I saying in war, if a person's shooting at me, I'm going to shoot back? That's what it's going to be. So I'm just saying it is what it is. You can say, you can talk about his legacy, you can talk about whatever, but you know what? He's going to be celebrating that his son is not going to be going to jail for some circus BS. And you know what? As a father, I respect that.
We all agree, okay? We all understand that he should have pardoned his son. We all agree on that.
I don't know.
What he shouldn't have done is sit there and say, I'm not going to pardon my son. I'm not going to pardon my son. I'm going to let the wheels of justice take its course. All that BS he was talking. And then when it came down to it, on one Thanksgiving weekend, pardon, he's out of there.
On a Saturday.
Yeah.
Because
like African agnostic said, it's just the white bureaucracy, or however he worded it, is that white supremacy power talking, doing what white power does.
On both sides of the aisle,
On both sides of the aisle,
we need to think about changing executive, what do you call it, exonerations or executive pardons. Like that should be a form of reparations for black people. It should be the black working class should be the biggest beneficiaries of executive pardons. Like it should be engraven in the whole process.
I understand.
So if we finish on this, let's pivot on to the next one. Let's talk about Lord Jamar's take on Kendrick and the game. Now, this brother, he's starting to be just that guy that says crazy stuff for us to be sitting here talking about it. But, I
don't think he's crazy. I don't think he's saying crazy stuff.
So Lord Jamar says the game represents LA culture more than Kendrick Lamar. He says K-Dot and Floyd X says, don't use that term, but hey, Lord Jamar used it, was a nerd rapper that turned into a gang member. So go ahead, speak your piece. Say what you got to say, brother Floyd X.
I don't want to go first. I want to hear y'all take.
I'll go.
Go ahead, Walt.
This is obviously a person who has spent plenty of time in Los Angeles. He did that video in I think it was the Nickerson Gardens back in the days. With forgot punching, but Brand Nubian. But he don't understand the culture. It's all different types of cats in Los Angeles. They got drug dealers who never been to jail, who never been arrested. They got murderers. They got gang members. They got squares that if you push them, they know who to call. Like, it's so many facets of what's going on in the city of Los Angeles that you can't say that the game represents more the LA culture. I don't believe that one bit. He's just another peg that's in the whole machine of the LA culture. I'm gonna just take my horn around with that.
Hey, on that, I want to piggyback and put this up here. So, Crooked Eye said Kendrick is LA culture. The Game is LA culture. Tyler is LA culture. Farside is LA culture. Jurassic 5 is LA culture. Razcast is LA culture. Project Blowed is LA culture. G Perico, I'm probably destroying that dude's name.
G Perico.
G Perico and LA culture, and so on and so on and so on. Hey, Walk, you said what you said so clear. I don't have to say anything. You basically said my point. It's ridiculous for him. They're the minority. You know what I'm saying? That's the minority. There's so much more going on out here. It's a ridiculous statement to make, especially when you're from a whole nother coast, brother. Just take a step back. But would you about to say something, brother? I
just want to say salute to Crooked Eye, a West Coast legend. He's speaking on it. That was salute to that brother. I miss his music. I haven't heard him in a long time.
Yeah.
But salute to Crooked Eye.
Everything everyone says resonates. Your stuff, your culture, and I just think Lord Jamar, ever since he loudly and proudly beat his chest and said he was voting for Trump, his value, his opinion has just lost all type value for me. I think at this point,
just because he voted for Trump,
huh?
Just because he voted for Trump, he lost value.
Absolutely.
That's
because
crazy.
Let him speak. Give him the focus back. Play it.
No, I'm saying, okay, my acquaintance with Lord Jamar is through Brand Nubian. I know that route. I used to be 5, so I know that culture. For someone formerly 5% or who still claims to be 5% to become, don't get me wrong, it has conservative elements in it, but to go as far as to vote for Trump, 90% of Black people on multiple surveys think that Trump is racist. Those who don't, are a small minority. And to go from being a 5%, religious Black nationalist movement that's for asserting and challenging, who views the Black white man as the devil, and you go campaign for the devil. It's just
campaign for the devil.
Campaign
for the devil.
Hit that horn back. He didn't campaign for no devil. He said, y'all gonna force me to vote for Trump. Yeah, I'm gonna say it. He just spoke out because everybody was on that train. If you ain't vote for Kamala, you are this.
Let me tell you though.
Get out of here with that mess.
Let me tell you what I'm trying to say is that he doesn't believe in that himself. He's just he's auditioning. He's trying to get a job. He's trying to make a name. He's trying to get a buzz. Look, when he was invited on the Piers Morgan show, he was in agreement with Candace, and she was in agreement with him. And they were, attacking Mark Lamont Hill in a way. Notice on that show, that was the first time we seen his bald head. We never saw his bald head. He was dressed appropriate. He used appropriate language. He didn't have that hat on. He wasn't talking no hip hop terms. I'm malleable to this. I'm auditioning. I want a Fox News. I want to be a pundit. I think he's taking that Kevin Samuel route to social media career path.
But I don't necessarily think that's the only reason.
Charleston White. That's him.
I don't think that's necessarily the only reason he's doing it, because Black folks traditionally throughout history, we have conservative values, dude. It's a lot of stuff that we're against that's being promoted through the Democratic Party that we're saying, like, wait a minute, y'all going a little too far. Like, especially like with the unisex bathrooms and things of that nature. And if you want to be a woman and you're a guy and all this stuff, that kind of goes along with the same thing. So with Trump, some of the things I agree on, some is like, well, he just cuckoo and it don't affect me. You know what I'm saying? So, but I wouldn't put it that he's just saying he's just trying to get another job. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I mean, when he spoke on the game and comparing the game to Kendrick Lamar, I think those are two different lanes. And I do agree that the game does represent the West Coast well, and he did bring the West Coast back, in my opinion. And I think I just want to leave it right there. Yeah, that's what I want to get out.
Hey, new Charleston Wright. I'm trying. Where you go see? Watch. He's gonna have that Fox News job in a minute.
He basically admitted when he was talking about how the flat Earth stuff. He's like, "Look, I'm saying it because this is what's getting all the clicks. This is what's getting all the attention."
Where did he say that at?
He said that when
he said it on the interview on what's that?
On the dialogue.
That the brother from Ghana, the comedian.
Yeah, the one, yeah.
Oh, Godfrey
on his show.
Okay.
Yeah. So
he put out a challenge for Tyson deGrasse Tyson.
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
I mean, yeah, he put out a challenge, man. Like, come on, that's not good. Man.
and not only that, he's defined his lessons. We know with the 120, it talks about all of this stuff. So I'm just saying it,
as well.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, you talking out of both sides of your mouth. You know what I'm saying? So
that's what I'm saying. He's marketing himself, man. He's going the Charleston White, Kevin Samuel route. That's what
it's making them relevant. I know that.
Yeah.
Hey, when we were discussing making this a topic, but let me make this point. When we were discussing making this a topic, Mr. Floyd X wanted to lean into this being about Kendrick versus the game. He didn't want to really even deal with Lord Jamar. And I'm saying, Lord Jamar is a bigger name. He's more relevant today as far as news and clicks and what's going on than the game. And and then we asked Walk, and Walk, what did you say about that, Walk?
And Boosie used some of that formula too, become like transphobic, homophobic, misogyny. It sells, it gets clicks. That's the route that he's choosing to take. That's motivating him to, get the clicks, to get the money, to, he knows what it sells. People say sex sells, but it's really misogyny sells.
Hey, we talking about it, so he's doing what he's doing. So salute to that black man. I still like him. I still am entertained by him. I'm a big fan of Brand Nubian, but I think what he said is ridiculous. Both of those things.
So-called making the owner the cream of the planet Earth. Follow to the I'm here campaigning for the devil.
Oh man, the devil. But let's go on to the next. Hey, I like this comment right here. He said, "God, 2024, not Trump, not Kamala." Afro agnostics may not be rocking with that, but anyway. That having been said, let's talk about this Roscoe chicken and waffle MAGA story. Now, Mr. Floyd X, you said you dug into this and found out that this story is to be true. Speak on it, brother. What's going on with this story?
It's a Roscoe's Chicken and Waffle in Long Beach. I had the owner's name. Oh, this is the owner, right? Or the COO. Is a Latina woman. It's Vera, Diane Vera. She's the owner. And she put that big ass Trump thing up there. And, I think she's just doing it just to incite people because it's in a black neighborhood from what Mr. Walk was saying. That's like a black area. Would you say that? Am I correct, Mr. Walk?
Yeah, the area. It's a lot of black folks. Yep.
Yeah, so I'm assuming she intentionally incited. They say that she removed the Obama special for something. They said they had an Obama special at Roscoe's Chicken and Waffle. I never heard of this, but they say they had an Obama special. She removed it from the menu, and then she put that Trump thing out there. So it was like she was trying to incite black people, it looked like to me.
But it makes sense, though, because a lot of black people did vote for Trump. A lot of people was on the Trump train. Some people just didn't vote either way. But they got more numbers than was it Joe Biden? I know it was way more than Mitt Romney. But yeah, so it only makes sense, and it's controversial. People talking about it. I didn't even know they had a chicken and waffle in Long Beach. I never knew it was even there. That's why I'm looking it up, and I know where it's at. I'm like, oh, that's sort of in the hood, because Long Beach is kind of small.
You said more black people voted for Trump. You mean more than they did before, right? You're not saying more black people actually voted for Trump. The majority of black people didn't vote for Trump. I'm just asking you, what are we saying?
And did before. Yes, we know
okay,
the
than did before.
Right.
Well, okay, because it sounded like you said more black people, like because most black people didn't vote for Trump.
I mentioned Mitt Romney and you didn't hear that?
I'm just clarifying.
I said then Mitt Romney got. I said that all in the same sentence, my brother.
Afro agnostics, you got to take on this.
No, I mean the
morally compromised, brother.
It did take it. I mean, I think Obama during his presidency ordered I think down there somewhere he ordered.
Yeah, no, he went to the Roscoe's. I think he went there and ordered something, and they named something after him. So it was like a big deal. Mm-hmm. And this was an act to.
I don't know if those two things are connected though. To that lady who put Trump in front of her franchise and the taking of the.
It's connected in the sense that she removed the Obama special.
Yes, she did that.
She did that.
Yeah, I don't think this is a function of every Roscoe Chicken and Waffles. This is one particular one in Long Beach that, I guess it's a franchise, and that particular person did what they did with it. And now Roscoe and Chicken and Waffles is getting a lot of social media flack and protests and things like that. And it's basically this one franchise that's cutting up. So, I mean, that's kind of the context of it. So,
but Today's Saturday. If you go to any Roscoe Chicken Waffle tonight and you look at that line and see if it really affected business in any type of way.
That's what I'd be interested in knowing. Like, the black consumership of that franchise, because that would be not a financially wise move.
So, truth be told, me personally, I'm not gonna not go to a Roscoe Chicken and Waffle because they got a Trump blow up out there. I'm not gonna be like, I'm not going there.
But if we did a survey, some people would definitely say they wouldn't go. I'm saying, so either way, you're shooting yourself in the foot if a large part of your consumership, you're not thinking it out. I'm just financially, it's not a wise move because most black people are not messing with Trump, and they are going to boycott it individually or even as a movement.
You think it was good marketing, Mr. Floyd X?
Good marketing?
Yes.
Was it good marketing? Not really. No.
Yeah, I think that's the bottom line. That's all I got to say. To me, it's terrible marketing.
We talking about it.
Yeah, we're talking about it badly. That's what I'm saying. They always say the good all press isn't bad press, but this is bad press. But go ahead, make your point, brother.
But that's to the eye of the beholder. It's not. I never even knew it was there. You know what I'm saying? Just like the one that was in Inglewood. Like I seen that just coming off the freeway. It's like, and they got one in Pasadena. Now I'm thinking about they got a big franchise going for Roscoe's Chicken and Waffle. I was just thinking about the one on Gower in San Francisco. You know what I'm saying? But now we talking about the one in Long Beach. Good marketing. Oh, y'all serious? Come on, because they got a lot of white folks. Seal Beach. That's coming to be like, we going to that Roscoe's Chicken and Waffle. I think it was good promotion.
Yeah, so we'll see how it plays out. But I seen a lot of Facebook posts from people that are not messing with any Roscoe Chicken and Waffles behind this. So that's what I'm saying. To me, this is not good marketing. So, that having been said, I think we fleshed that out. Is now a good time to take a commercial break, Mr. Floyd X?
Yeah, let's do that. I think I agree with Jay Walk now. That was good marketing. I changed my stance.
Flip-flopping. You like Biden. Morally compromised.
We talking about it. He right. We talking about it.
Talking about it badly.
Yeah. What is this guy saying? I'm going to commercial. Go to commercial.
See, so morally compromised. You forgot what you're supposed to be doing.
All right, let's go to our brother. I'll say this in a minute. La Brea Trucking, for all of your trucking needs, call the brother if you need something delivered to whatever area in the planet of the United States. Call the brother, La Brea Trucking. Y'all saw the phone number at the end.
That's gobealive.org. Go get you some of that black honey. I need to re-up myself. Hey, Floyd X, we're talking about what El Poop deleted. He deleted the stuff. We sitting there talking about she's got her stuff at the Petty Vice in
He
Venice.
deleted that shit?
Yeah, and the Afro City Marketplace in the Baldwin Hills. Sorry, I don't think. Or do they call it
Mall.
Crenshaw Mall?
Crenshaw Mall.
Yeah, so and she's got she's doing some other stuff. So we're gonna bring Sister Nidra back on, but yeah, that Black Honey is some excellent stuff. So that's what's up.
That's right. All right.
El Poo. Deleting shit.
I was just looking for something. Can't find it now. Damn it.
Yeah, we're super professional here right now, but we're handling it.
Just jump to game time. It's football season. Go watch this game at Score Bar out here in Sacramento, Franklin Boulevard. Go check it out. The Score Bar. Google it. You want an address? Google it.
Google it.
Jeez, man. I find it and then I lose it again. I'm sitting here. It's too much stuff up here, man.
Hey, I want to comment on this. This is a great comment here. He says, we all know the golden rule. He or she who has the gold rules from day one, it had begun. So that's the reality of it. I've heard that take many times. Bottom line is the people in power, the people with the money, they decide what's what.
All right. Hey, wait, watch it. I know. I said I'm gonna stop talking about like me going to jail, but that's something I did learn in jail. You know what I learned in jail? Everybody in there was broke. Nobody, the white folks, the Chinese, the Muslim cats I met a few Muslim cats. I'm talking about like Islam, like from MAGA type cats over there. Everybody didn't have enough money to get a good attorney to get them up out of there. Period. So,
yeah.
Salute to our brother, West Coast Cam. I haven't seen him on the YouTube in a minute. I hope he doing all right and come back. But this brother Cam speaking on
Focus Up Network. Salute. Membership. Salute. Appreciate you.
Doing big things. Big things.
Homie Cam. Oh,
it's your West Coast Cam.
Yeah.
That was Cam.
Yeah.
Horn for Cam. Let's get a horn.
All right.
Still in shape too.
Let's get to it. Where we at, Mr. Nice Guy?
So now let's play a video of this young little girl in this grocery store.
Don't y'all do that to a little girl. Y'all don't know what she's supposed to be.
I try not to cuss, okay? So you know what I'm saying? This is the one thing that pisses me off the most is children cutting up in the grocery store. I don't like it when people have their child and they're just touching on stuff. A kid's just sitting there and they just pick up a apple and put it down, putting their hand on somebody else's food just for funsies. You know what I'm saying? It's like, look, when your child is in there with the store with you, your child needs to have some discipline. My child was always disciplined in the grocery store. You don't play in the grocery store. Your ass is just there with me. You can tell me what you want to get. We can look at whatever. But this whole concept of this is even worse. Obviously, that kid is there with somebody. That's what I'm thinking. And there's no way this should be allowed. Matter of fact, somebody else speak because I got a whole bunch to say and I don't want to be controlling all the talk. So somebody jump up in there now. I'm a little bit
okay. So I'm just gonna on the prior show discussion. I don't think it's a thing of corporal punishment because that's not what is at issue here. And we know corporal punishment isn't effective. So it's not an issue of, should it be implemented or not. I think it's just an issue of physical restraint. I believe the girl was probably neurodivergent. She probably had some type of, disorder. And, how do you really physically restrain someone when that happens, adult or child? That's kind of a difficult decision and thing to do, because she just needed to be physically restrained. I mean, it was no discussion. She needed to be physically held. So people were kind of cautious about doing that.
Scared.
I agree with you, Brother Ignatius, because I used to be a school bus driver, and I had, like they call it SED, severely emotional disturbed children. I had like a big old bus, but it was like only like 10 kids on the bus, and they all had to sit separately. And sometimes they have different issues, maybe got molested, maybe abused. Sometimes people have trauma. Even that little girl, that wasn't no regular stuff she was doing, but sort of in her mind, she felt like she could do it and get away with it without being attacked or hit. I was wondering, where was the parent? Who was the parent? Was they even there? But I mean, of course, I cannot allow any of my children to do any such behavior, of course, because I do believe in knocking that ass upside the head at a given moment. I went through the same thing growing up. Now, was it always the best idea? But it makes me feel better.
Because put that comment back up there.
I mean, she was a danger to herself. I mean, she had to be physically restrained. She was
a danger to herself.
Yeah.
Because says it was the grown woman for me. Don't touch her. I thought that was ridiculous. Don't touch her. You don't know what she's going through. Don't yell at her. They're saying don't yell at her. I mean, that's utterly ridiculous. Make no mistake about it. I'm not saying that I'm not trying to put my hands on nobody else's kid. And I wasn't saying that kid needed to be spanked. If that kid is having some type of medical situation, whatever, that kid needed to be restrained, like not placated, absolutely constrained, whatever. If that's your child and your child is not having a medical mercy and your child is just acting up, because some children do act up, then you need to get your ass whooped, but by the parent, not by anyone.
Yeah.
Because you can't rationalize with whatever. What you can rationalize is my foot up against your ass. You know what I'm saying? So it's just again, like I said, to me, you can't just. I don't believe in just beating kids out of anger. I don't believe in them beating them for every little thing, because kids will get immune to it. You know what I'm saying? Kids get used to it and stuff like that. You basically got to pick and choose and stuff like that. But at least the threat of like real problems to deal with a kid that's just being a problem child.
But I think like if I'm in a store and I see that. That's not my child, and it's really nothing I can do. I'm not going to grab a kid like that. But there has been situations where I've been at the park and see a kid cutting up. Like, I remember, how they got the slide, you go up, and some kid had a big old stick. I just walked. I said, give me that stick. What are you doing? I didn't know the kid. Give me here. And he was looking at me like, yeah, but he gave me the stick. Because, I had my son out there as well. Like, what are you doing? So correction is needed in a lot of situations, but you do have to be careful as a parent how you go about disciplining someone else's children, because that's also a sensitive area too. Because let's say my son is cutting up in the store, I wouldn't want nobody to tackle my son and hold his ass down. I'm gonna be very upset on that, just like all of you probably on the panel as well. So
I'm kind of used to, I work with middle school students, so I'm kind of used to restraining kids. It's not a big deal, but I think a lot of people who don't work in that background may, like I agree, may feel like tentative about doing it, because
as a teacher or in your field of job, are you allowed to touch the children to restrain them and
to physically restrain them? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all I asked. That's all that I ask they grant the power to, because I know that my wife works with children, trafficked children, homeless children, whatever type of situation. And I know they have two basic sort of like philosophies of dealing with them. One of them where they do train you to do physical restraints that you can do, and the other one that doesn't allow that. And those kids take complete advantage of it. So I'm just saying it's a problem. We want to protect the kids, because these kids are, they're dealing with terrible abuse, trafficking, ugly things, terrible things. But, in our attempts to protect them, we can't take away our inability to sort of like direct them in the right way, to at least hold them some degree accountable. Because, these kids will hurt another kid like nothing. And there's nothing you can do. You just call the police. You like to observe and report. So it's kind of messed up.
In the public sphere, too, maybe there could be some type of, folks interested in, what do you do in those situations, public training? Because, man, they used to call me the referee. I was at this one school, and I was breaking up. I had a whole strategy, what I'm saying? I knew who really didn't want to fight, what I'm saying? So they were more easy to restrain because you can feel it. They didn't want to fight, what I'm saying? They happy that I came and I intervened. So, you got the whole strategy, So,
yeah, like Mike Tyson when that Holyfield fight got canceled. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. They always get louder too when the further away they get away from the situation.
Man.
So that's what it was. I mean, that video really kind of pissed me off. I just felt like, and honestly, like Biz Cuss say, the woman complaining about don't touch her, don't yell at her, that pissed me off the most.
Mm-hmm.
Look, you just restrain the kid. The kid ain't got the power to really fight back or nothing like that. Don't hit the kid, don't hurt the kid. Just restrain the kid. Just at least be like, hey, settle down. Because you sitting there throwing meat and stuff like that. This is an animal that died, and you're just wasting it and throwing it and doing all this other stuff. So to me, I have so many levels of issue with this.
You concerned about the animals, huh?
I'm concerned about wasting it. I mean, it's a fact. These animals, they live and they die, and you end up in this grocery store, and then some little, baby kid just throws some little baby kid goes and throws that, and now no one's eating it. So I ain't
gonna lie, that's deeply ethical, man. Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the Snoop Dogg. Who put Snoop Dogg with one G at the end? That's wrong.
That wasn't me. And that having been said, I never even heard of Dave Blunt. I saw this story. Are you gonna play the video, or are we just gonna talk about it?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Put down the chicken wings, and Tata Chip's nephew and that chair gone, break soon, get to the end of the cup. That's some classic Snoop right there.
I'm just gonna play that little snippet. That's a brother named Dave Blunt. I never heard of him until this story dropped. And he was performing sitting in a chair, and I think it looks like Snoop criticized him about sitting in a chair. And then in that second video, he said he asked the audience, "Y'all got a problem with me sitting in a chair?" And then he cussed out Snoop and said something to Snoop.
Hey, get off my D. Get off my it.
Yeah.
Now, if I recall correctly, he wasn't just sitting on that couch. Didn't he have like an oxygen tank?
Yeah, and the thing attached to his nose and all that.
Yeah, I'm concerned about that brother. I don't think that Snoop Dogg, you don't have the relationship to just go clowning this dude. But I think it's something to address. We saw what happened with Big Pun. You know what I'm saying? We love our artists. We love the people that contribute, and we look for their well-being. It was like Big Boy used to be a real big dude, and he did what he did, and he may look a little funny behind it, but he's a whole lot healthier, and we appreciate it, and we love that he did that. And I just think there's a little bit of concern with a brother, doing all that. That's a lot.
Look at Lizzo. Lizzo was running around, big girl magic, all that stuff with her big fat butt, and running around and like trying to get at Captain America. I forgot his name, but
Chris Evans. Evans.
So, but here it goes. She losing the weight, and people are like, "Oh my God, you look so much better." And then she's like, "Well, it was my health." See, it's all hypocritical. So Snoop Dogg is trying to help the young brother. He like, dude, you look ridiculous. You big as hell. You talk about, and then tell Snoop, get off your dick. Can you find it? When's the last time you seen it, homie? For real. You don't. Your days might be numbered. You young guy. How many big fat dudes that we know that was that big that's alive at 50 like us right now? Quit playing, bro. Get your stuff together, man. Quit. You out of pocket. You out of pocket, dude.
Hey, Mr. Floyd X, this is for you taking us off the screen. You got something to say about that, brother? Afro agnostics.
What you're saying is true as far as his health. issues. But I think Snoop didn't say it he was concerned about his cholesterol levels, or he was concerned about his blood test or his medical, his heart rate. He was just fat shaming, I mean, or body shaming, which is often,
but that's something we as black, that's
huh?
that's something we as black people do. We
Yeah.
do that. We clown people, but it's out of love. Like, bro, look at your hairline, your head. Come on, man, you need a better cut than that. So we've been growing up like that, but it was never just to be mean spirited. It was like, we trying to help you, bro. Your breath stink, man. Come on, man. You know what I mean? We've been doing that.
I would say this: he's definitely taken as Nice Guy said, the big pun route. I mean, when the time of his death, Big Pun had to be. He had to have one of those scooter things to get on the stage. I mean, I remember that when he cut the record or some songs, he was breathing too hard. They had to have him do it over. So yeah, definitely it's a health concern. But come on, he was clowning.
Yep.
So that we fully discussed that. So again, like I said, I didn't know about this dude till then. So this is one of the situations where maybe this is good promo. You know what I'm saying? But that's what happened. So what's up next? The UHC CEO murdered. Now, this was pretty tough. Let me pull up this article that I have on this. So what was this brother's name? So his name was Brian Thompson, and he was the CEO of United Healthcare. And this dude was I guess at some convention or something in New York, and this dude planned the hell out of this whole situation. He came in on the Greyhound like he was gonna be on Figueroa, and this brother just waited for him, set him up, was sitting there chopping it up in Starbucks, with an employee. He took off his mask, but then, he ended up walking behind this dude, domed him. Well, actually, I guess he just shot him in the back. And then, that gun situation played out, and he ran off, and we don't know nothing about him other than that little picture of him when he was flirting. But I mean, this is a situation where, these rich people, he had a security detail, but for whatever reason, they weren't with him at that point in time.
And his wife said that he was receiving threats, but he didn't take them as too serious. But they say he was receiving threats, and then when they shot him, the bullet casing had writing on it. It said some words. I forgot the words, but the term that he used is in kind or in use amongst the United Healthcare workers in the battle between big United Healthcare and the little people. I guess I'm not sure how
they deny whatever. The bottom line is you defend, deny. You try to figure out a way to not have to pay for something. That was like their motto or something like that. So this was a very political statement made. And like I said, this dude was a professional. He pulled it off. So you got something to say?
It's starting to seem to me a lot of people downplaying it, like, oh, the way the gun jammed, he's not a professional. Who he knew all them cameras was out there. He's not a professional. I think this was a professional hit. Somebody wanted that CEO cat off for whatever reason. That's what the bigger problem is. I think because they trying to make that guy, the one that shot him, as some type of lone wolf. I think all that was a plant to throw it off right on the bullet. Yeah, denied, whatever. I think that's the throw off right there. This is something deeper that we probably won't know probably to another few years or something. This rabbit hole gonna go deep.
Yeah, you can't call him an amateur and y'all ain't catch him yet.
right.
They say he planned. As far as like the investigation, the motives and everything, this makes like a great Netflix. I mean, once we find everything out, this makes a great Netflix show or documentary. I would definitely watch it. I do think that what Walk said, that's the decoy, perhaps, because he did have some corruptive practices. He was under investigation or indicted for some insider trading. I think this is a guy who's really involved with money. And it's interesting though that what the things that got highlighted, like if you look on the different news servers that carried the story, most of the comments are very like insensitive, very like, you know, fuck the healthcare, and you know, they didn't insure grandma, they didn't do right, they didn't, you know, we were denied, all of this stuff. So it kind of like highlights problems that people are having, like with the healthcare system in the United States, you know, the lack of universal care. Like countries 90 miles away, Cuba, they got better healthcare outcomes. You know, they have the same life expectancy, and you know, they have much less of the resources.
Yeah, this is Tom Cruise Collateral role. Remember that movie? This is something like that. The hitman just mosey on into town, handle business, and get up out of there. You know what I mean? I don't know.
I personally know a few friends that were, you know, targeted, you know, assassinated like that. You know, some street stuff. But it was close range. I mean, I think the fact that he didn't, you know, was a few meters away. I mean, he was a pro. He cleared it when it jammed.
He did it. No, he did it right in front of people.
Yeah,
there was a woman standing right there that saw everything, and she just ran off.
Yeah, cool and calm. Yeah, he was a pro.
Yeah,
and also they were making payments out to ransom hackers. That came out too. That
ransom hackers.
The UHC ransom hackers. So they were, you know, that's an underworld in and of itself.
Man. All right.
So that having been said, next up, you know, we've been pushing this one back, so now we're going to finally talk about it. Malcolm X's daughter is suing for their father's assassination. So, you know, this is a situation where the three daughters of Malcolm X have accused the CIA, the FBI, and the New York Police Department and others in a $100 million lawsuit for playing roles in the 1965 assassination of the civil rights leader. You know, in the lawsuit filed in Manhattan federal court, the daughters, along with the Malcolm X estate, claimed that the agencies were aware and were involved in the assassination plot and failed to stop the killing. And, you know, the attorney that got for us is our good friend, Ben Crump. So, you know.
So, ambulance chasing ass Ben Crump. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You gonna let him say that, Mr. Floyd X?
That's his opinion. From far as I'm concerned, I like Benjamin Crump. I appreciate his labor and his hard work of bringing attention to police brutality and getting justice to those families that he had won law cases for. I appreciate his hard work. I think he's good for the community. But I understand Jason has his certain feeling about him.
So that having been said, what do you feel about this lawsuit, Mr. Walker? I know you feel how you feel about Benjamin Crump.
As far as the lawsuit, of course, it's validity to it. I mean, we all know it for years upon years. Malcolm X was under surveillance. They was watching them. And I think they're complicit. I think they knew it was going to happen and let it happen. So of course, but will they get paid for it? That's another story right there. I don't think so. But I know
that's a whole nother issue.
I know Big Pump could get the money. I gotta get my impersonation of him down. Man, that really
actually don't. Afro agnostics. What do you feel about?
Well, I want to say that I'm so glad some comrades on the left broke into the FBI office. I think in Virginia in 1971, and they were able to leak out these documents that became known as the Cold Intelligence Program. So we know from that you know, as Walt said, surveillance. They were strategies and tactics, you know, against the Black liberation movement at that time, the civil rights movement, the Black Power movement, to you know, disrupt it, to destroy it, to neutralize it, which, you know, is a military term for assassination. So we know, you know, about the COINTELPRO and Fred Hampton's case when he was killed. Fred Hampton and Mark Clark, two Black Panther Party members in Chicago, you know, that they won that case. They won $1.85 million against the state of California and their complicity in the murder. The same people don't know. The same thing with Martin King. His family won. They won a case that it was a larger conspiracy involved in those assassinations. So to the extent that this exposes the complicity with the state, city, FBI, CIA, I think they're filing against all of those entities for their complicity in the murder of Malcolm X. I just wonder too, why not the Nation of Islam as well?
Ooh,
because the Nation of Islam didn't have nothing to do with it. Islam didn't have nothing to do with the murder of Malcolm X.
Oh my goodness! Oh, we're not having that discussion. We're gonna do a show about this. Hey, focus on family. We're gonna have a discussion about this.
No, I'm saying it's not a thing aimed at the NOI per se, but it looks at, for one, zealots. We know zealots from the Nation of Islam killed Malcolm. Farrakhan admitted that himself. He was one of those. He identified himself as one of those.
Wait. Floyd X, you agree with what he just said?
No, it might have been individuals who wanted to kill Malcolm X, but it wasn't no sanctioned by the Nation of Islam.
Yeah. Well, I've never argued that. Okay, that's a completely different thing. I'm just saying, for the first time, you just said something I never heard from you. But go ahead.
I'm saying it's not a Malcolm thing per se, but it's like a religious thing that the Nation of Islam, because it is a religion, kind of falls into. Because there were assassinations in the nation way before Malcolm. There were attempted assassinations of Elijah Muhammad, right? Then during the transition from Worthing to Elijah. There's always these power shifts and these dynamics. The founder of the Mormons was assassinated. If you look at the secular organizations, they have more of a process for deciding power and stuff like that. So this is just endemic to religion, specifically the ones that came out of the Third Great Awakening. They all kind of share these characteristics, the struggle that, end up in, because you have zealots. And, Malcolm was described as a Judas from the perspective of the Nation of Islam. One of the three persons caught, we know two were not guilty, they were innocent, but one was from the nation. He was from the nation. I mean,
he was one of the dudes that shot. He was they caught him on the scene. So he wasn't just some guy.
And so my thing, why are we even talking about this? No, I'm saying I'm interested in how the government, I'm interested in how they heighten the tensions that already exist, because that's what part of COINTELPRO was. They get the factionalism, the things that already exist in religious organizations, and then they use that against the organization. Now, so I think there would be some insight into that.
Now, Mr. Floyd X, this is the type of thing that I'm talking about when I say that the man played their part in it, because they really did stir the pot. They were sending letters to this side and letters to this side. They absolutely aggravated this whole situation and stuff like that. But there was still real animosity, coming from the nation.
Yeah, because they have a history, religion, not nation per se, but those type of millennial groups. They have a history of assassinations. This is almost how they transfer power. There's always strong, like for instance, look at you don't see that in the NAACP has been around since 1909. You don't see assassinations in the transfer of presidency.
About assassinations attempt. When Mr. Farrakhan came into power, and nobody was assassinated so that he could come into power. There
was an attempt assassination on Khalid Muhammad.
Huh?
There was an attempt assassination on Khalid Muhammad.
That's true. What about that?
I'm just saying that was in Farrakhan's ascendancy.
Hey, fellas, come out. I gotta go to a Christmas parade.
Oh, okay.
Don't run from this discussion.
I'm just saying we need to get insight on how they use Black religious organizations, and because they use them in a different way than they do secular organizations. Because there's inherent dynamics in any organization. You have factions, you have tensions over power. That's always a fact in reality. So in religious organizations, though, a lot of times there is no pathway, no formal democratic process to transfer power. So anytime a person who is believed to be the person who communicated with God.
Yeah, all it takes is one person thinking that they're the prophet and they're the one that does stuff like that. So yeah, that's no knock. But I think that to Floyd X's defense, what he's saying that when Farrakhan took over, you got to understand when Elijah Muhammad, passed. His son was sort of like the face of the movement.
Yeah,
he went a different way. Farrakhan peacefully took it back to what it is. So that transition was absolutely peaceful. However, I think what Afro Agnostic is saying is when Brother Khalid was getting a lot of shine and a lot of steam, it was a situation very reminiscent unto Malcolm X. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm saying there's always, like that would use that word, there was no assassinations or that we know of. But I'm saying if we dig beneath the surface, we're going to see these struggles for power, these threats, the threats to do violence in the transition of power within these type of organizations.
Yeah, and Afro Agnostics is very anti-religious, so you got to understand.
But
you know what? I'm not saying
the National Baptist Convention in Georgia, they were talking about having Martin King to be the president, and those old president folks, and they actually fought on stage, threw an old minister off the stage and killed him.
Ouch.
So that was in the 60s.
Yeah, but you're right. That's the thing. See, the thing about religion is that it's going to take you to a whole nother gear, often emotionally, and that's what's going to have that's going to result in that type of dynamic that you're speaking on. So I'm not saying it's not true, but I'm also trying to put things in the context. I
hope that they win. I hope the daughters and Dr. Brother Benjamin Crump, I hope they win this lawsuit. And they get to unveil or get new information as to the secrets behind these CIA, FBI, and the police department, all of them, and all the assassination attempts that they either had a hand in or allowed to go. So,
and that's and reparations. This will be a form of reparations, at least for that particular thing. So yes, I am rooting for those sisters.
All right, Thank y'all for joining the show. We appreciate y'all. We appreciate Brother Afro Agnostic coming on the show, even though he be talking some bullshit.
We're gonna have that show. Hey, stay tuned. We're gonna have a show. Who killed Malcolm X? So make sure that's going to be and I know he's going to be calling out all the NOI, talking heads is going to be on the show.
All my FOI brothers will be here.
But you know what? We're going to have that conversation. And we're going to direct you to this little documentary I got. But that having been said, like, subscribe, share.
All right,
we out.